While insects play an important role in keeping our planet in balance, they also can be a source of destruction, discomfort, and disease. The devastation caused by insects to stored grain in agriculture is a global problem. In third world nations, insect larvae destroy up to 2/3 of chemically untreated stored grain, consuming the grain and leaving behind rotting carcasses and excrement in the remaining food product. Developed nations spend in excess of $40 billion every year on pesticides to combat the problem. But pesticides are toxic, polluting the groundwater and impacting the environment and the foods we consume. What if there was an alternative to these chemical pesticides? Insects rely upon their sense of smell, known as olfaction, in order to communicate, locate food sources, and mate. Scientists have long known that insects make use of olfaction by releasing biological chemicals known as pheromones to communicate. Scientists began developing synthetic pheromone alternatives in the 1970s in order to lure insects to traps, protecting crops while being grown and stored, as well as repel biting insects to protect people from insect-borne disease. Unfortunately, the financial cost of applying these chemicals, coupled with their vulnerability to wind and rain, has resulted in their limited use and effectiveness. Technology SG has discovered that insect olfaction receptors can be stimulated at a distance electromagnetically, creating a safe, non-toxic alternative to chemical solutions. The research performed by scientists, physicists, and engineers at the Gainesville, Florida, and Exton, Pennsylvania locations has resulted in 4 recently issued patents and dozens more that are pending in the United States and internationally. These patents describe the methods and devices that could be used to control and confuse virtually any type of insect. While the global opportunity in agriculture and stored grain for the company's technology is enormous, the company has determined that the most expeditious path to demonstrate and validate the technology would be in the consumer repellent market. The mosquito is a well-known global pest and carrier of many different types of disease, including malaria, Zika, and West Nile, among others. Each year, nearly 700 million people will get a mosquito-borne disease, resulting in more than 1 million deaths. In order to locate a blood meal, mosquitoes search for attractants that are specifically given off by animals and people. Insect repellents confuse and repel mosquitoes and other insects by disrupting their senses. This disruption makes it difficult for them to specifically locate their targets, which they sense are nearby. Consequently, retailer shelves are often jam-packed with many different types of repellent options during the summer months. Personal use sprays like OFF are applied directly on or sprayed onto skin and clothing. Area repellents like citronella and bug zappers cover a larger area and are designed to distract or keep insects away from people. 3 companies alone, Spectrum, SC Johnson, and WC Bradley, dominate the $1.5 billion U.S. repellent marketplace. These 3 companies represent an estimated combined market share of 70%. Area use repellents are chemical-based and are affected by wind and rain. Personal use repellents wear off quickly when the user sweats or jumps in a pool. Unlike these chemical repellents, the Technology SG products are intended to be both non-toxic and unaffected by weather. In addition, revenue channels exist for agriculture and stored grain markets, with recurring revenue opportunities existing for these markets. In order to explain the applied science and how Technology SG, working with a strategic partner, intends to produce a device for commercialization in the consumer repellent market, first consider how a common fluorescent lamp works. A glass tube is first coated with several different types of phosphors. End caps containing filaments are then attached to the tube and a vacuum is drawn on the assembly and mercury vapor inserted. When energized, the mercury vapor produces ultraviolet light. When the ultraviolet light strikes the phosphor coating on the glass, several light frequencies are produced, appearing to the human eye as visible white light. Technology SG will use a custom manufactured translucent tube that is coated with a non-toxic chemical compound. A single end cap containing a proprietary emitter will be attached to the tube and a vacuum will be drawn. When energized, harmless and visible electromagnetic energy will be generated from the tube's coating that can be detected by insects at a considerable distance, producing a similar effect to repellents currently on the market. In the consumer market, the list of insects that could be repelled from just a single strategically placed device include various species of mosquitoes, flies, gnats, bees, ticks, and fleas, to name just a few. There is also a livestock repellent market, where the animals themselves and their excrement are known to attract numerous types of insects that could be repelled using a similar type of electromagnetic device. These products could be used indoors in such areas like barns, coops, and stables, as well as in various outdoor environments. The same patented and patent-pending technology could also be deployed for agricultural purposes, replacing weather-susceptible pheromones with environmentally friendly electromagnetic products. Laboratory experiments suggest insect mating could be disrupted, which could offer the possibility of reducing the global dependency upon pesticides. Stored grain offers additional revenue opportunities. The company's scientists have more than 15 years' experience in this field, and the Gainesville Laboratory houses the world's most advanced reared colony of Indian meal moths, which are generally regarded globally to be the most destructive insect in the stored grain market. The environmentally safe technology that the company has developed has broad applications across many markets.